Mind your feet. You know, guys, Twin Stick Garage has a saying, little by little. Well, and that's actually what he calls his 359 Pete, is little by little. And I was going to say slow and steady, but it really is true. Little by little, we'll get it together. Slow and steady, we'll win the race. Haven't got much done today. Had to run into town. I pulled the vibration dampeners off, because I got to change the motor mounts. Because the motor mounts are different, because that's for, came off an International. Of course, this is my Pete. Exciting news, I got some parts. Yeah, I got my liner O-ring kits, and I got some new gaskets, new head bolts, some rod bearings, and yeah. And I got some silicone O-ring assembly lube, because this is what our engine mechanics told me I should use on my O-ring, so that's what I'm going to do. And right now I've got this tire here because I'm going to I'm going to plop the engine over on its side, because I want to take this motor mount off. And the kicker with where it's sitting, there's no easy way to do it where it's going to be safe and not possibly, well, hopefully we don't injure anyone, but let's just say it'd be a little dangerous to try and lift it up. And I thought about trying to drift it up. I thought about trying to lift it up with like my 2-ton floor jack, but why? Throw it on a tire, lay it on its side, and then it'd be easier to work on. If I have to, I can lift it up with a loader. I'll lift the good engine up to put the motor mount on, and we're gonna put it in the truck just like it is. I think I'm gonna do it without putting the oil cooler on and the filter assembly, because it's gonna be lighter and less chance of mucking it up. I taped off the covers, painted it up, and I forgot I need to get a block plug. That was one thing that was on my list, was a block plug that I don't think I got. I didn't really look in the blocks. I didn't really look in the boxes that hard. But I don't, unless it's in one of these. They don't really, I think that's my, oh well, whatever. I just gotta make sure I don't forget, because then it's gonna spit oil out It's going to spit oil out everywhere. So anyways, let's knock this engine over and take the front motor mount off. Mind your feet. Just about gave her too many beans. But that's better. Centered on the tire. And oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just like butter. Now I can pull that motor mount off. You know, the sad thing is this crank actually looks really good. Oh, let that be a lesson to you, Mike. All right. Un momento. Momotero mont. Motor mount is what I'm trying to say. That's that. Then I can pull this stuff off. But I think I'm going to leave it like that, because until I need to pull this off, it might as well stay there. Yeah. I'm going to torque my flywheel bolts. I could probably jack up. Maybe I should paint that bracket first, eh? What do you think? Might as well clean it up and paint it. All right, I'll go do that back in 5 or 2.5 seconds. So yeah, front motor mount is on. Touched up a little paint there, just a quick pulled the vibration dampener off. It's right there. Cleaned it up. I think I'm gonna leave it off until I've got it in the truck because we don't need any unnecessary weight, because my plan to put the engine in is to pick it up with the backhoe part of the backhoe so the backhoe doesn't move and just boot, 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 boot. So that's the plan. Got the back motor mounts. I painted black so they're outside, you know, drying because they've been restored. Yeah, so getting closer. Slow and steady wins the race, but it is almost 3 o'clock. I'm supposed to go to a barbecue, so I should probably clean up and get going, and we'll try again tomorrow. Well, it's the next day. I went to a barbecue last night. It was my brother's birthday, day before yesterday. He's turning 53, or I guess he turned 53. So I had a little barbecue, helped him on his, what did he get? Pergola? Not a pergola. Pergola doesn't have a roof. Gazebo. That's what we did. We helped him on his gazebo a little bit. But anyways, so what to do? What to do? You can see I flopped this bad boy on its side. And you know, the sad thing is the crank looked nice. So this engine was a good engine before what happened. But anyways, if everything went perfect, we never learn anything, right? So now this is the Salvage engine. I've got the motor mount on it. I still have to put the oil cooler on and my filter housing. And you know, I'm seriously thinking about doing that in the truck. And leaving, now this was my plastic cover. So what I'm thinking is, to be on the safe side, I'm thinking I'm gonna put this engine in the truck. Because if I put the engine in the truck, then when I put the head on, I can torque it down. We don't have to worry about laying underneath the engine and a little sketchy. Because let's face it, there's not a lot holding it up there. Now this is secure here, but I'll jack it up, put the proper motor mounts on it. I still have to torque the wheels. Yeah, I still have to torque the bolts for the flywheel. So we'll do that, and then I need to clean up the shop and make some room. Now you'll notice I got the 64 Corvette here because we took it to Steve's place. And you know what? If you're curious more about this car, you can check it out on Mike's Garage, my other YouTube channel. I don't post there very much. You know what? I find it harder to do car stuff than truck stuff, even though I love cars, but I don't work on cars near as much as I work on trucks. So, and it ran great. Well, actually, no, it didn't run great. It's got a bit of a, it gets hot. So if you're, you know, have to stop at a bunch of lights, it heats up. And then below like 1500 RPM and less, it's like, boo, 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 boo. And then once it's over 1500, it's like, bah! So I think my timing's out. Maybe a little bit. I mean, I said it myself, so how far out could it be? Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's my timing. And it's, last night it flooded itself a little bit. And, you know, you'd shut it off and it'd be a... So a little bit of dieseling, which is new. So, but it's a carburetor, Holley carburetor. So I got to deal with that. But you know what? It's raining outside. So we're not dealing with that today, because today it's all about trucks. But I need to make room. So I've got the lift, so I'm going to put Prince. That's Prince. We'll put Prince on the lift, take Princess back or under. And then I got room right here to clean up. I know it doesn't look like it, but I got room here to put Duke. And then that way we could put the engine in Duke. And then if I put the engine in Duke, I can take this stuff off the donor engine. I'm gonna peel all the good parts out, pull the cam off, and then the block is going outside and I'll have all this room. Well, except for the stuff over there, but But yeah, it's all about making some room because winter's coming, boys. You know what? It's the beginning of September now, and it's getting cooler at night. And it's actually been fairly nice and warm, but today it's raining. I need to get Tucker to mow that field too. Put the brush mower on and mow it down. I didn't mow it earlier this year because there was a deer like hanging out there, and not gonna lie, we kind of like the animals. So anyways, enough talking. It's time to clean up this mess I call shop. Oh yeah, and fun fact, for Low and Slow, I got some, such good English I have. I picked up some 1/8 inch plywood, mahogany plywood, for backers for the headliner. So that's the headliner of Low and Slow. And I got some fabric off Amazon. Now it's a little bit lighter, but I think it'll work. Now these are the vent visors. Vent visors, they're not vent visors, sun visors. Yeah, so this is Low and Slow's vent visors. Sun visors, they're a little bit, you know, the cardboard in them got wet, but I don't know how to sew new ones. So we're gonna just clean them up, and they're not terrible. I mean, they're not very good. I don't think they're terrible. So I'll clean those up so we can put them back in, and I'll show you the fabric I got. It's a little bit lighter. It's like a beige, but it's kind of like that Naugaheide stuff. I actually put it in the motorhome so I wouldn't wreck it. So bear with me. So this is it. But yeah, check that out. Yeah, and it's kind of like faux felt or faux Naugaheide or faux suede. So I think that'll be good. Be nice and bright up top. So yeah, that'll be a good rainy day project too. But first, I gotta get this engine dealt with because I got a few parts. And the thing is, as I put it back together, all this will just miraculously go into the engine. And then I can start cutting wood and fill up my woodshed, because as you saw in the other videos, I got the hood for Duke in the woodshed, and the radiator, condenser, charge air cooler in the woodshed. And that's gotta come out, because the end of October, we're gonna have to start burning wood, because that's how we get our heat up here in the boonies. So I was gonna say in Prince George, but people in town, they've got natural gas. So me, I don't have natural gas. I have electricity, I have wood. Electricity, wood. Could get propane, but it's expensive. But wood's a lot of work. Anyways, enough talking, and let's get working. This is a little better. Wow, except for the junk there. But yeah, still gotta clean my benches off. But I got this cleared up. Cleaned up my mess that I had over here. So now I can slide old Dookie right over there. I actually took a cinnamon bun break. Andrea just took Piper to Grandma's house down the Lower Mainland to go to university, and on her way back, she bought some I was gonna say custom-made cinnamon. Well, I guess they are custom-made cinnamon buns. Anyways, I had one for a snack, and it was fantastic. And you know you gotta eat them or else they're gonna go bad. So the correct torque on these bad boys is 221 foot-pounds of torque. And you're just wondering if I need a hand, but judging from the rain out there, I think I'll wait a little bit to bring the truck in. Another project done. Not too bad. Now, I should put these motor mounts on. And they're outside in the rain. bit. It's my safety lag. Safety lag. It's not on there. These bolts look good. I can use them again. Actually, let's get a scraper in there first. Now these had, it looks like some green Loctite, so since that was the case, I'm gonna put a little bit of blue on. I'm going to put my safety lag back in. It's a little large, but you know. That side is off. Goody goody. Now the front motor mount has significantly smaller bolts. And these ones only torque to 75 from what I read. There. That was easy. Ooh. There. Satisfying. Okay. Let's take this off. It says. easy. Oh. There. This one, the gasket is even still there. I think we'll put a new one on though. So for all intents and purposes, that's everything I was going to take off this engine to use on that engine. But I'm going to take the water pump off, the oil pump off, all the front gear train. I'm going to strip this engine right down to just the block so that if anybody can use the parts, there's parts. Changed my mind. I don't need to take anything off this engine right away, and I need to get this engine in that other truck so we can finish putting it back together. So I'm putting the starter in because the frame rail is going to sit about, that's in the frame rail, so it's going to sit about there. So anything that's below this point, really a good idea to do it now. So that's why we're going to put the starter in, and I got to put in a block plug there. I ordered one, but the wrong one came, so I think I'm going to reuse the old one and just give it a little silicone. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to put this starter in, and then it's done. Because let me tell you, it's a bear. What kind of bear? It's not a polar bear, I'll tell you that much. Turkey. I knew you were gonna do that. You dirty rat. Sugar. Do we do an easier one first? That's what I asked. I think we do. What about, you know what? Can you imagine how hard this would be to do on the truck? That'd be a challenge is what I'm saying. Less than stellar. Come on. Pull these off, and then you can, you know, get a little bit of angle. That's what I'm shooting for. A little bit of angle. Tight like borscht. That off. Put this in here. Yeah, I got no room. It's a horrible sound. Starter. This starter is on. Oh, so now that's going to be in the way there. That tie strap's going to have to go. Whew, sorry about that. It's hot in here. It really is. It's all sweaty. I'm going to hit this with some black paint too. Yep. Why? Because it's going to look better. It's going to make it go faster? Absolutely. Not really. But it'll look better. I should have spray painted it when it was out, but you know, a guy sometimes just doesn't do what you want to do. Until you realize that you should have done it, but you didn't do it. All right, cleaned up the filter housing. That was painful. But we're gonna put it on. Take my tape off. Something incredibly satisfying peeling tape. Looks like that thing's gonna keep running, so